All right. Hi, guys. Thank you for being here. I see the chat is already busy. Fantastic. Guys, I am going to give you the system that I use to manage my tasks and my calendar every day. And I have seen amazing results from this new system that I'm using, this new method. And it's actually very easy to understand. So bear with me. I will go through it. I'm going to share everything the way I do, and I don't want you to copy everything I do. I want you guys to just get inspired and maybe steal a couple of ideas. But my productivity has quadrupled ever since I'm doing this, and some of it might seem a bit extreme. You don't have to do it, but if you're serious about getting to your goals, getting the work that you want done, about achieving everything, if you actually do most of what I'm saying, you will be able to achieve over almost everything. With this system that I have, you will be able to move mountains. Anything in front of you, this system, you will go through it like it's nothing. Okay, so we'll see. Amika is here. Jack is here. Tree of Knowledge is here. Martin is here. The Jal is here. Oh wow, what an honor. Royalty. Unusual AI. Reza. Okay. And then who else? Ehsan, James, Daniel. Fantastic. Okay, the chat is busy. All right, guys. Some of you might call me crazy after I go through this, but I will explain why this is how things are done. This is what you need to do to actually get results, to get to your goals. Let me tell you some of all the tools that I use. Some of it is AI, some of it is not AI related, but they're all basically technology. These are the different software or applications that I use. And one of them doesn't even seem like I should be using it for productivity hacks, but I'll explain. All right. So I use for a to do list, I use Todoist. Todoist is the app that I use, Google Calendar, YouTube, Udemy, Netflix. I'll explain. Netflix, Google Music, ChatGPT, Gemini, Google Fit, Messenger, and Speechify. These are the software that apps that I use to be as productive as I possibly can. And the main two that everything is centered around is basically the center of the main two software, the main two apps that I use is Google Calendar and Todoist. Everything, this is where you start. This is, if I look at my Google Calendar, one thing that I notice is that every single minute is filled. There is no gaps. There's nothing here that hasn't been pre-planned regarding what I need to do every day. And here's an important thing. And this is the first extreme thing you're going to hear. There is every single day is the same as every other day. Like my calendar, every day looks like the every other day. My Friday, my Thursday, my Saturday, my Sunday, they all look the same. The things that I'm doing today are the exact things that I'm going to do tomorrow. And first of all, that means that I have no weekends. I do not take any breaks unless I'm going on a trip or I make a specific plan with my wife. Other than that, there's no weekends most of the time, and that usually only happens either once every a couple 3 months if I'm like planning something with my wife, or if it's a trip is probably what happens only once every year. So I have no weekends off. Every day is the same. And the reason why I'm working every day. I'm working. Yeah, Tree of Knowledge is asking about Netflix. I'll explain why that's on the list. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. I'll get to that. The reason why every day is the same is because I'm habit stacking. Every day, I don't have to really, I memorize my calendar. I don't really have to look at my calendar to know what I'm doing at 2 p.m., what I'm doing at 6 a.m., what I'm doing at 8 p.m., because I'm doing the exact same thing that I was doing yesterday at that time. That's why it's so powerful to have every day exactly the same, because it becomes such a powerful way of building habit. Here's another thing. If you look at my to-do list, which I use the Todoist app for, they I have removed tasks on my to-do list that I do every day. The tasks that I do every day, they belong on my calendar. They don't belong on my to-do list. On my to-do list, I basically put tasks that some days I need to do this and other days I need to do something else, right? On my calendar, I have, let me see, every day I have sleep, obviously, family time, video editing, tasks from my to-do list, study. So the time that I'm doing, so sleeping is 8 hours. Task from my to-do list that I need to do every day. 3 hours of my day is dedicated to the tasks that I need to finish from my to-do list. 2 hours of study time. And we have obviously the shows, working out, and family time and video editing. And there's also one task here that is specifically for the most important thing that I need to get done every single day, which I will explain. So everything that is on my to-do list can only be done in that 3 hours that I have dedicated for getting my to-do list task done. In that 3 hour window. I don't do it earlier, I don't do it later. When I look at my calendar, I try to shrink the time that I dedicate to everything as much as possible, so I leave room for something else. Here's the most important productivity hack that anybody could ever tell you. Let me actually say that again. Okay. This is the most important productivity hack that anybody would ever tell you. If you do these three things, if you learn one thing from this stream, let it be this one. Okay. This is the 3 steps that you need to take for you to find a specific part of your calendar dedicated to this, and everything else, you have to keep trying to shrink everything else so that you increase the size of this. And this is how you discover what that is. There are 3 steps. Step one. One is the one thing that if I achieve, everything else that I want to achieve will almost automatically happen. Figure what that is for you in your life. Again, it's very important for you to pay attention to this, okay? If you understand this, you don't need to take so many productivity courses or watch videos, or this is the key. This is what everything else is based upon. Okay, listen. What is the one thing that if I achieve, and it needs to be one, it needs to be just be one thing, not 2, not 3, just one. What is the one thing that if I achieve, most of everything else that I want will automatically be achievable, will happen? Figure out what that is for your life. That's step one. Step two, what is the one thing that if I do right now every day, if I do that every day, not 3 times a week, not 4 times a week, every day, will have the highest impact in getting me closer to that thing that I'm trying to achieve, that will make other things achievable, right? So whatever the answer was to question number 1, now you need to identify the one step, the one thing that you need to do every day that more than anything else will have an impact in getting you closer to that destination. So that was step number 2. Step number 3 is, how, once you have your calendar set up, how can I look at my calendar and try to reduce the time of everything else as much as possible, to the point that I am not able to cut from anything else anymore, so that I could maximize the daily time that I dedicate to this one thing. Okay? That's it. That is the the most, that is the life hack of all life hacks. These 3 steps. Let me just go through them really fast without interrupting, without getting sidetracked. What is the one thing that if I achieve, it will make all the other things that I want to achieve much more achievable or automatically happen? 2, what is the one thing that if I do every day will have the highest impact in getting me to that destination closer? 3, what are all the things that I could cut, not do, but cut from doing every day so that I could maximize the time I dedicate to that one thing that I need to do every single day? If you do these 3 things, you will be able to move mountains. It will take time. It will take a lot of time, but it will happen. Right? So, with that in mind, when I look at my calendar, I have a huge chunk dedicated to that one thing. And I have to keep looking at other things and try to see what else could I remove so I could do that more. And let me tell you, actually, an advantage that I have, for that many of you unfortunately don't have. And again, I'm not trying to tell you this. I'm going to make a point. I'm not just saying this to brag, okay? Bear with me. I'm just saying this to make a point, okay? I have some advantages that so many people don't have. I have the advantages of having people around me, like people who I live with. They cook my food, they clean my clothes, they clean the house, they wash my washroom, they do the grocery shopping, they fold my clothes, everything is ready for me. And if anything needs doing, they're just one message away. I just need to message somebody on my messenger and it will get done. Right? So I don't spend time cooking, I don't spend time cleaning, I don't spend time shopping, I don't even shop my own clothes. Okay. If I'm running out of shirts, I tell somebody and they will buy it and they will put it in my closet. So so you would think that I have a lot of free time. But when I look at my calendar, and I don't have enough time for that one thing that I need to maximize the time on every day, even though I have the advantage of not having to do any of these things. Right? So you would think like, oh my God, Armin, that leaves you enough time, a lot of time. So me, with that advantage, I obviously, with this mindset, I have no time for Netflix. Well, I'll tell you what I use Netflix for. I don't watch movies. I don't go out for fun, right? I don't have poker nights. I don't play video games because I do not have time for that. I'm actually really looking at my calendar. I'm really trying to cut more, and there's nothing I can. I'm not. I refuse to take anything out of my workout time. I will explain every single one of these chunks how I use them. My study time is also the time that I used to get 10,000 steps every day. My workout time is my weightlifting time. So I do 2 types of workout. My study time and my walking time is the same. So I could get 2 things done at the same time. So I refuse to remove my study time because it's also I need to get the 10,000 steps every day. I need to do my weightlifting training. I'm not cutting any of that. There's nothing. So I only left 1 hour every day for family time. And what I'm trying to do, like when it comes to video editing, I have 1 hour a day for that. I'm trying to see if AI could, I'm trying to see if I could turn it into 45 minutes with the improvements in AI so I could steal 15 minutes from there. I refuse to remove anything from my sleep because obviously my health is a priority. If I lose my health, I'm not going to be able to do any of these things. It's important that you keep your health a priority. So I will not cut from my sleep. I will not cut from my workout time. I will not cut from my family time. And if you think, well, Armin, you should, please understand that the 1 hour family time has been shrunk to only 1 hour. And also, family time is required for my mental health. So the understanding the way that I look at it is that I need to take care of my health so that I could do all of these other things. So anything that is for health, whether it's family time, sleep, or workout, that is cannot be cut. When it comes to these other tasks, I try to see if I could get it done faster. So if I could steal 15 minutes from here, 15 minutes from there, 15 minutes from there, then I could dedicate more time to that one big thing that I'm doing every single day to get closer to my main destination, right? So I say all of that to tell you that given that I got lucky enough to have other people take care of these other things that take so much time, then if you don't have that, then it's more insane. It's insane if you're spending any time, in my opinion, at least, playing video games, watching movies, watching TV series, watching porn, scrolling on Instagram, doom scrolling on TikTok. Right? So imagine, like, I don't even know how much time is left. If somebody actually has to cook, clean, take care of the house, drive to do grocery shopping, the amount of time left for you to actually get your main goals done, it's so much less now that you should avoid wasting time like plague. There is absolutely no time for video games for you. There is no time for just sitting on Instagram and just doom scrolling every day. Obviously, there's no time for that. You should be cutting all of that out. I mean, guys, I'm trying to see if I could get 15 minutes here from my video editing so I could add it up to get 1 more hour every day. And it's insane if you're just spending all hours just playing video games. I don't understand how you do that. By the way, I have turned my life into a video game. I will explain that to you because to me, this is actually fun. Like getting tasks done and getting work done and see the result of it. To me, it has turned into something of a video game. So let me actually go through the tools that I use and how I use them. That's it. Amika is saying that's a bit sad, to be honest. I mean, what is sad? The fact that I'm achieving my goals, the fact that I'm supporting my family, the fact that I'm enjoying my work, the fact that every time I get something else done at 4 times the speed that I used to, I feel so much accomplished. The fact that every time I'm doing something hard, every time when I feel exhausted, I feel accomplished because I got something difficult done that most other people would have given up. So Amika is saying, I disagree. I don't work. I don't live to work. I work to live. I work to live as well. But I enjoy. I didn't say, but I enjoy my work. I mean, if you enjoy your work, they become the same thing. So let me actually tell you what I do with my tools. What about the movie and video game industry? Okay, Jack is saying, what about the movie and video game industry? If people stop watching and playing, trust me, people are not going to. First of all, every time an industry goes away, something else will takes its place. And Jack, I don't think I'm going to cause people. I don't think my live stream is going to cause the entire video game and movie industry to collapse. That I don't. I wouldn't be worried about that. Okay, let me actually tell you about my apps. Okay, so Todoist. So is the app that I use for the list of my tasks. And here's what I do. So remember on my calendar, I have a 3-hour section for getting my tasks done. On my Todoist, I have tasks for today, but there's also an upcoming section where I could look at all the tasks for in the month. Like basically it gives me a monthly calendar rather than a daily calendar. And I have a total of about 80 tasks. But I tagged the most important task. So I have a tag called MIT, which stands for most important tasks. And I make sure that the most important task tag has only 9 or 10. I try to keep it at 9, but right now it's 10 tasks that has that tag. And I color them differently. Everything is either orange or blue, but I prioritize them as one so that I know when I look at the entire month, I could see which tasks need to be, I can move them. This is beautiful, by the way, because instead of looking at today and tomorrow, I see the entire month, and I could move the tasks and what day of the month they need to be based on which one is more important. This is like such a top down view, and I could just drag them and move them around so that I could bring the more important tasks closer to today's date, and the ones that are less important will go a little bit back. So every day, when I get to the 3 hours that I'm dedicating to finish as many as the 3 or 4 tasks that I have dedicated for that day, I know that these are the most highest priority things that I need to get done today, because I have such a bird eyes view of the entire month. So I know that today, this 3 hour is dedicated for this task. And by the way, 3 hours, let me actually admit something. 3 hours is more than the time that I need to finish my task for that day. But I try to reward so for example, if I want to have dinner with my wife, or play with the dogs, or have sex with my wife, or um, talk to my wife, just basically bond with her and spend some more time with her, that it motivates me, because I gave myself only 3 hours. For this 3 hour, if I manage to get all the tasks for that day in 1 hour or 1 hour and a half, then the remaining time that is left will be dedicated to something like that. So this also makes me faster. But again, it's only in this 3 hour. So also one thing regarding workouts, so the workout period is for weightlifting, but obviously you shouldn't be weightlifting every day, because you need recovery time, because your muscles grow when you are resting. So you shouldn't be working out you shouldn't, I mean, I do get 10,000 steps every day. That's every day. But when it comes to weightlifting, I do every other day. So if I'm weightlifting today, I'm not weightlifting tomorrow. But the time that is dedicated to weightlifting, if today is not one of the days that I'm weightlifting, what I do instead is I do grooming. Okay, I don't know if you know, but Iranian men, they have a lot of hair, and if you don't take care of it, you look like a bear. So I have to manage that. So that would be, I mean, I'm also watching content, listening to content while I'm doing my studying, while I'm doing that. But that will, if I'm not doing weightlifting, I'm basically grooming, right? So there's that. Let me actually look at my tools. So Todoist, Google Calendar, YouTube. Okay, so YouTube and Udemy. So I'm trying to spend less time on YouTube and more time on Udemy. I need YouTube to get up to date with everything that is happening around the world. But more and more, when it comes to getting educated on specific business type of content, I'm switching to Udemy more, because yes, the good type. Wait, hold on. Do you guys know what Udemy is? What did I say? I never thought that I was ever say this, but bears can be beautiful too. Yes, I know. I used to have but anyway, I'm not going to get into that topic. All right. So, other than, I basically have a couple of business projects on the side, and what I need to do is, instead of just constantly watching documentaries, history channels, and just watching the news all the goddamn time, I just need to get into YouTube, just go in quickly. I don't go to the home feed. I go to the specific channel where I know where my content is, go in, get my content, watch it on double speed while I'm walking, while I'm getting my 10,000 steps. I'll get my content, watch it on double speed, and get out. I just don't linger around there. Okay, I finish it, and the next channel that I need, and I try to finish my YouTube time as fast as possible, so I get up to date with regards to everything is happening, and then I'm out of there, and I go to Udemy. And again, guys, when I'm trying to figure out what's happening, I don't go like just look at the homepage on Twitter or Instagram, just like mindlessly see what the algorithm is feeding me. No, I don't let the algorithm just feed me stuff. I purposefully go to this place where I know the content that I want is, consume it, study it, get out. And all of this is happening. I'm watching it, listening to it on double speed while I'm walking, while my app is counting my steps. Then, so the plan is to get to Udemy, get out of YouTube as fast as possible, get to Udemy. Udemy is basically this place where you have a lot of online courses. I used to watch Wondrium or the great courses a lot. Now I'm spending more time on Udemy because on the great courses you're learning. I used to spend so much time learning about philosophy and history, but now because I know what my goal is and I need to watch more content that gets me closer to that goal, I spend less time studying philosophy, history, general science. I go to Udemy, and especially if you're interested in getting better at business, the good thing about Udemy is that it has specific courses for every business. For example, if you want to start a gym, there are courses on how to manage a gym. If you want to start a restaurant, there are courses regarding how to start a restaurant. If you want to, I don't know, open a salon, there are courses regarding managing a salon. If you want to open a consulting business, there are courses there on, you guessed it, a consulting firm, managing a consulting firm. And I noticed that when I'm using AI to get more informed with things, if you have if you take courses on a specific topic, then you actually ask more intelligent questions from AI. So that's where I go to get when it comes to either managing the businesses that I'm in right now, or to get a base understanding of another business that might want to get into. I want to see what this business is like. I go to Udemy to consume that course so I have that base understanding, right? And the good thing about the courses on Udemy is that they are like on a topic. It's not like on YouTube where you have one video and that just tries to tell you everything in 14 minutes, and then then you have to, if you want to get more informed, then another video starts from scratch. Basically, it's surface level. It doesn't get that much deep into it. Like if you want to start a vending machine business, then there are YouTube videos about it, but it's surface level. It's just 14 minutes. When you go on Udemy, then you have a series of videos. It's an entire course. It's not an 8-minute video. It's a series of videos, which is an entire course on a vending machine business. So that's where I go. And again, you have to pay for the courses, but if I think that's where I go, I think that's where you need to go if you want to get really good at something, right? So that's YouTube and Udemy. I mostly use it when I am walking, but I also will use YouTube when I'm eating. Unless I'm eating with my wife, then I don't use it. When I'm in the washroom, when I'm doing anything that doesn't require me to use my, I just constantly, there's not a time unless I'm working and I'm specifically working on something. I'm trying to focus. Then there's something in my ear and there's YouTube playing in the background and I'm learning about something, right? So let's go to Netflix and Google Music, because it's weird that I have Netflix here, given that this is supposed to be a productivity hack. Why is Netflix on my list? I'll explain. I told you guys not to waste time watching movies or TV series. Why is Netflix on my list? Okay, so this is what I do. So during the time when I'm actually sitting behind my desk and I'm focusing on my tasks, this is what I do. Most of the time, I use Google Music. So, and I play something, it helps me focus. But there are certain times that you get to certain tasks that are repetitive, that does not require focus, does not require a lot of thinking, that you have done so many times every day that you basically are just it's like a reflex. You're just doing it without even thinking about it. And what I've noticed is that these tasks are easy, repetitive, but they're absolutely boring. And I used to resist doing these types of tasks because I would be bored out of my mind. And I am really, I have a really big problem with boredom. The reason why I like my work is because my work is not boring. But if I eventually have to do certain things that are boring, then I have two tabs on. One is Google Music, one Netflix. Then I immediately, when a task does not require focus and is repetitive and boring, I switch from Google Music to Netflix, and I specifically try to find TV series or movies that are not very boring, but also not very interesting. So I don't want to get too invested in it, but sometimes I go for the interesting ones as well. It's fine. But the ideal would be that you wouldn't be addicted to it, that you would actually, once you will need to focus, you will pause and get back to your work. So when it comes, so that I use Netflix, so I have no resistance to doing the boring task. Every time I need to do the boring type of task, then I would just switch from Google Music to Netflix. I will play that Netflix part, so I'm not that bored when I'm doing that task. I'm not that bored when I'm basically doing something that doesn't require thinking and is repetitive. And as soon as that work is done and I need to focus again, I immediately stop Netflix and I switch back to Google Music and I play music. That's what I do. I use ChatGPT and Speechify together. So ChatGPT is, I get it when I need certain specific information that there's no content for. I get ChatGPT to produce a report for me on that topic, and then I use O3 for it to gather the information, and then I switch to 4O and ask it to now explain that information in a way that it's easy to follow, because O3 gives it to me in charts and stuff and it's messy, but then 4O will give it to me in a way that is more easily consumable. And then I take that text and I dump it into this other app that I use that I pay for. It's called Speechify. And Speechify reads the text for you in a very AI natural language. ChatGPT can do that as well. But the problem with ChatGPT is that you cannot listen to it on double speed. You cannot go forward easily or go backwards. It doesn't show to you what part of the text it is right now. So I do not like when ChatGPT produces a report for me. I do not like the way the user interface right now when it comes to actually reading it out for me. I also wanted to listen to it in double speed. That's very important for me to listen to it in double speed. So I just dump it into Speechify so I could listen to it in double speed. So again, when I'm getting educated, when I'm studying, my tools are YouTube for getting updated regarding what the hell is happening in the world, Udemy for education regarding the specific skills and knowledge that I need with regards to the things that I'm trying to accomplish, and ChatGPT and Speechify for specific knowledge that there is no good content out there, and I get reports, put it in Speechify, turn it into audio, and it reads it out to me. And I know people talk about Google Notebook. I don't like it. It doesn't get to the point. They're having a conversation with each other. I don't like get to the point. Like, why are you? What is this? I just like to get the report and just go through it really fast. I use Gemini when I see certain videos on YouTube, and it's too long, but I need to understand. I need to learn from it really fast, but it's too long, and I don't have time for it. I just grab the link, just drop it in Gemini, and Gemini, unlike ChatGPT, can watch YouTube videos for you. It doesn't actually just only get the transcript; it could actually watch it, and then I could basically ask Gemini everything I need to know from that YouTube video without actually having to watch it. So I use Gemini for that. I use Google Fit to count my steps. So when I'm walking and I'm consuming and I'm studying, Google Fit will make sure that I get to 10,000 steps every day. I use Messenger to, when it comes to the side businesses that I'm working on, the way I have set it up is that I actually don't have to be there. There are other people taking care of things, and I just need to, when I'm working on the business, I just need to message them. So obviously, I'm using different kinds of messengers when I need to manage certain things around the house. If my washroom is not cleaned and I need it cleaned, I message the people that I need to message about that. If I need to get some updates regarding the business, I message the people regarding that. So obviously, I'm using Messenger with regards to managing these things as well. So these are all the tools that I'm using. Let me see. Okay. So Netflix, what is that? Let's say everyone. Jack is saying, let's say everyone becomes productive. What place does art, music, video games, and movies have in this world if everyone eliminates unnecessary activities? Unnecessary activities. What are you talking about? Well, like when I'm working, I have a beautiful art next to my work in my office right there. So I'm working while enjoying this beautiful art every day. When I just told you when I'm working, I'm listening to music. Yeah. And yeah, movies. I mean, I do watch movies on the, when I'm working. I have it in the background. I listen to it. So I don't know. Also, Jack, I'm not saying people should do what I'm doing. That's not. I'm not saying this is how you should live. I'm saying this is what I'm doing and I like it. You don't, obviously, people don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm saying I have done this, and obviously, my situation is not going to apply to many people. I'm just telling you that maybe there are some interesting parts of what I do that has helped me become so much more productive and get 4 times the output with this method that I'm going with than other people, sorry, not than other people, than myself just a couple of months ago. And I'm loving it and I'm enjoying it. And given that it's working for me so much, maybe there are certain things in there that you might also like. Not all of it, but I mean, like, hey, that one is actually interesting. I might use that. Not that one, but the other one, right? So yeah. No, Ari, I didn't do anything. I didn't remove your chat. I don't know what you're saying. Jack, there's a good course of. Let me actually. It's okay. So let me give you more details. Any other complaints? What are some good courses on Udemy? Oh, it depends on what your goal is. The best courses on Udemy are the courses on the specific business that you want to start or you're in. That's the best course in Udemy. Let me tell you that when I told you what is that one thing that if you achieve, most of the other problems that you have will be fixed. For many people, that's money. For some people, that's mental health issues. But for many people, what the actual thing that they need to focus on, that one thing, is to find the the main metric in their business that will fix everything. Okay, either it needs to be starting a business, or if they already have a business, a metric, a key performance indicator in their business that if they reach, everything else in the business will be fixed. That's the one thing that most people should be focusing on. So let me actually tell it to you like this. If you don't have a business and your issue is not having enough money, then the best thing you could do is figure out how to start a business, and that would be the goal that you need to have to get to fix all your other problems. If you already have a business, then you need to find one metric, one performance indicator, one key performance indicator in your business, that if that indicator gets to that level, all of the other problems with your business will get fixed. And you need to basically spend as many hours every day trying to figure out what you need to do to improve that one thing in your business. And you do all of that by, one, getting a Udemy course on it and getting educated on the business, and two, using AI on a daily basis to figure out what you're doing wrong, what's missing in your business. So when you ask me what is a good Udemy course, it depends on what business you're going into. But again, it might not be business related. For you, for example, if somebody's main thing is to fix a mental health issue that it has paralyzed them, then obviously they need to be focusing on that. Okay, so one thing also I need to mention about my calendar is that I make sure that the time that I'm dedicating to everything has some buffer time, right? So right after my sleep is the tasks that I need to do, but obviously getting up takes some time. You need to pee, you need to brush your teeth, you need to eat something, you need to drink some water, you need to, go kiss your wife. So that's going to take away from that 3 hour. Preferably kiss your wife after you brush your teeth. that's going to eat away from the time that you have dedicated to the tasks, the 3 hour. So when I dedicated 3 hours to my task, I have to understand that that's probably not 3 hours. That's probably 2.5 hours. So buffer, like you have to dedicate enough time with that buffer in mind. Another point that I already mentioned to you is that when I'm studying, obviously I do not read books anymore. I think reading books slows you down. Studying is only with YouTube, Udemy, and Speechify, and I will never spend time learning unless it's on double speed. I feel like I'm wasting time if I'm listening to the content on normal speed, unless it's so complicated that I need to switch it into 1.5 times speed. Mentioned that I get to there are certain things that I sometimes want to do that there's not enough time for it. That instead of cutting part of the calendar for that, what I do is that motivates me to finish my tasks faster, so I get to do that thing in that period that is left. And actually that's actually makes me more productive because I get to do this if I finish this in 1 hour instead of 3 hours. No weekends. I told you I have no week. I don't spend any time having a break. My work is my break. My work is my break, so I don't need a break from my work. I need I need my work is the most fun I have. Yeah, I already mentioned this daily tasks. Yeah, so I need to figure out how to explain to you guys how you could make doing all of this. Like when I'm looking at my to-do list and my calendar and I'm looking at my accomplishments and I'm moving forward and building, to me this feels like a video game, right? I don't need to play video games because I have like it's like a scoreboard. It's like missions that I'm going in. Like I'm looking, this is beautiful. Like when I look at my to-do list and I look at the things that I finished and the things that I have prioritized and I look at my calendar, it's so beautiful. And it's like a mission that I'm in, and every day I'm on a mission. And the more work I do at the end of the day, the more proud I am of myself. If I get exhausted, I feel like I accomplish so much. It's basically, I learned this actually from lifting weight. I applied the same feeling. When I'm lifting weights, if I go to the gym and I don't go to failure, I feel like I wasted my time in the gym. Like I could have pushed myself harder. And when I push myself to the max in the gym, when I'm lifting weights, I feel like that was such a productive session. Like when I'm lifting, when I could feel that there is absolutely no way. Like sometimes I feel like this was the maximum rep you could do, but then you think like, no way, there is one more you could do, and then you're like, oh my gosh, shit, there was two more left. There was two more left. I thought that was the last rep I could do, but there was two more left in there, and I do two more, and then I push, and then there's, okay, I know for sure that there was no more left. Okay, and then when I put that when I put that left on the ground, I feel like so accomplished. When I go to failure means that you cannot do a single more rep. I feel so accomplished in that moment that I managed to squeeze everything out. There was nothing left. So I tried to see how I could get that joy from knowing that I didn't leave anything on the table during my lifting session. How could I get that same joy from my work? Like, I want to go to bed at the end of my work session, at the end of my day, knowing that there was no more juice to squeeze out of this day. I took everything from this day, everything that this day had to offer. I took it from that day. And if I'm not exhausted at the end of the day, I feel like I failed. Why are you not exhausted? If I'm not exhausted, that means that I could have worked harder. If I'm not exhausted, it means I could have worked harder. And when I get to the point where there's no more hard work you could do, then I tell myself, this is exactly why other people won't do this. Like I feel proud of myself. Like at those very last hours that you're doing so much work that you think like, oh my God, this is like so much work. That moment, I feel that's the moment that you're slaying the dragon, and you basically you in that hero's journey. Those final hours of the day are the day where the hero in the story is basically killing, basically pushing its swords into the heart of the dragon, and the hero of the story is absolutely exhausted and tired and is breathing like I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain this, but I feel like this means that I gave it everything. So I'm not avoiding the exhaustion. I'm chasing the exhaustion, because the exhaustion is the proof of victory, is the proof that you worked. Just I think a lot of guys understand this. Just like in the gym, you're chasing the burn in your muscle because the burn is the proof of progress. While you're working, you have to chase the exhaustion, because the exhaustion is the demonstration that you could be proud of what you have done in that day. So, I mean, you want to prove to yourself. Here's the thing: a lot of people want to prove the world something, okay? But before you prove the world anything, you need to prove yourself something. And what you need to prove yourself is that I got what it takes. I will do the things that other people will will find ridiculous. I mean, how else could you be extraordinary unless you do the things that other people will find crazy or too much to do? You have to go to places where other people won't go if you want to prove it to yourself, that demonstrate to yourself what you're made out of. Let me see if I mentioned every point. Yeah, oh yeah, one more thing that I forgot to mention is that, given that for the list of the things that I need to do every day, for getting the things done for my to-do list, I only have 3 hours. I try to make sure that I only dedicate 3 or 4 things to that 3 hours every day. But obviously, that the 3 hours dedicated to the things on my list is separate from that one most important tasks that it's not even on my list, because I do it every day. I do it every day. And again, that needs to keep getting bigger and bigger. Like, I need to try to see if I could reduce other things from my calendar. Like, I'm trying to at some point reduce the tasks on my to-do list to maybe only 40. Right now there's 80 things on there. I'm hopefully one day I could get it down to 40, so that the daily the tasks the hours I dedicate to my to-do list is, instead of 3 hours, gets to maybe only 2 hours, and maybe one day only 1 hour. So I could add those 2 hours to that one daily thing I do, that is the most important thing I do. Every time I'm reviewing my calendar, I try to review my calendar and how I can improve it once every month. I look at it and I try, like, what I can cut from. What is it that I could cut from? Obviously I cannot cut from sleep. Obviously I cannot cut from time with family. I've already reduced it to 1 hour only. Obviously I cannot cut from study, especially because that's also my walking time, which I get 10,000 steps. So, like, there are these other things like the editing time. If AI gets better, I could cut that, make that shorter. Workout time I cannot cut, obviously, because I need to work out. Maybe one day I could get more so efficient at working out that I could get it done faster. So yes, but this is where I'm heading. I'm trying to shrink everything else. And also, by the way, my workout time includes the shower time after my workout time too. So when I dedicated 1 hour to it, it includes everything after, and fixing your hair after your shower, after workout. It includes all of that. So, but I'm trying to see if I could reduce it to 45 minutes, so that all of these 15 minutes add up to one day, like increasing that main task, increasing it by more another hour. We'll see. We'll see. But this level of obsession, this level of obsession is required for you to basically win at these things. Like if you want to be really, really productive and really, really good at whatever you're trying to achieve, you cannot just keep dreaming about achieving it, thinking about, oh my God, what good, how amazing it would be if I achieve it. Okay. You actually need to be obsessed with the process rather than obsessed with the destination. You need to become obsessed with the process. So if you think that this is crazy, well, this is what it takes. Anyways. Oh, actually, quite so Solar is saying you're wonderful, bro. Tell me, where do you get all this passion from? Well, I get this passion by imagining the very opposite of what I'm trying to achieve, the absolute opposite of it, and how horrible that would be. And I would try to escape from that as fast as possible, right? So, for example, if you're trying to become healthy, imagine the very opposite of that. Imagine getting having to getting cancer, and imagine how bad getting cancer is, and imagine that living with cancer to be what you have to deal with for the rest of your life, and see, become afraid of it, make that your monster, and become so motivated to move away from that as much as possible. If, for example, getting wealthy is your passion, imagine losing your house, imagine becoming a failure to the people that you love because you cannot provide for them anymore. Make that your monster. Think about how horrible that would be every day. And that will give you the motivation to want to do everything in your power for that not to happen. Right. And also, the second part, at what age did you reach this amazing level of productivity? Quite recently. And I'm actually behind on other people. I'm learning for other people. I'm following and learning from people who are in their 20s and their 30s. And I only learned this. I'm 41 now. I'm 41 now, and I'm behind other people. I wish I knew the things I know right now 20 years ago. But it's better late than never. I've noticed that if I know that if I was doing this back when I was 20 years old, right now I would be I don't know, I would be ruling the world probably if I had this in my 20s. So this is quite new. I've only done this like a year now, like, or maybe less than a year, but the results are fucking amazing. But thank you for that question. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. Guys, please understand that what I gave you in this live stream was absolute gold. It was so productive, so helpful, and you would I can brag about the fact that you're not going to see this many life hacks, real life hacks, this many th- this level, this volume of good advice packed in such little time anywhere else. All right, I know because I looked. Like there's other places where I go, they're vague, they're not actionable, they are low. I mean, even if they have some good advice, you watch 20 minutes of video for two good advices. You watch 1 hour with me, and I could tell you this, if you wanted to go on YouTube and look for this much advice in 1 hour, you would have probably had to watch 10 hours worth of other content to get this, right? So this is jam packed. This is like point after point after point. In 1 hour, I give you tricks that you could use to make your life so much better. And you need to appreciate that by liking the stream, and also maybe recommend this channel to other people that will, if you like other people, then recommend this channel, because this channel is really, really helpful. It's really good. um and yeah, I hope you appreciate that. Oh wow, so what Somebody saying, Armin, my family hates you because I send my video from you to them. Well, don't send them if they don't appreciate it. Oh, wow. Thank you. Arya is saying, okay, I got my stress relifted because I were in bad place and I don't know where to go for accurate thing. And I right now know use AI and use Armin videos. Okay, Arya, well, thank you for that. Also, I mean, it's my responsibility to tell you that also talk to a professional. I need to say that, but I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you so much. Jack saying I listen to music when when cleaning my room. Okay, that's well, Jack. I suggest listening to something productive, something that helps you learn how to move closer to your goals. But oh, you were joking. Okay, Martina is saying joking. All right, but also, I mean, you can live whatever unless this is just my suggestion. You could do whatever you want. Also, when it comes to cleaning my room, guys, try to get to a point as soon as possible so for you to be able to afford other people taking care of daily tasks for you so that you could focus on moving forward. Like one important reason why you need to get uh, wealthier as soon as possible is to have other people doing your cooking and cleaning and shopping for you so that you could focus more on other things. Yeah, also Sam is saying I listen to music all the time. Well, if you're listening to music, other I listen to music when I'm working. But if you're listening to music at times that you could actually be studying, then consider studying. Consider studying because that's what it takes again. All right, guys. I'm gonna head out. Don't forget to like the stream. Thank you guys for being here. Yes, Sam is saying true. I'm glad, Sam, that you are taking this seriously. Jack is saying, but don't those people have goals as well? Yes, and you're helping them achieve them by paying them. Oh, Mars uses Audible. Okay, that's a good. Yeah, that's good. I use Udemy because it's very specific on business. I used to use Audible a lot, but I used to use Audible for mythology, philosophy, history, and now I need to focus on things that moves me closer to my goals. I mean, I still like philosophy, history, but enough of that. I spent so many years just studying things that was good to know, interesting to know, but didn't actually help me achieve my main goal. Ask yourself every time you're spending time doing something, ask yourself, is my here like a lot of you who are criticizing me and saying that, oh, Armin, this is no way to live. Okay, fine. Then all you're saying is that that ultimate goal that you have is not as important as you getting your Netflix fix, as you listening to music while you're cleaning your room, as you learning more about, I don't know, the Roman Empire. Like you're listening to watching another documentary about the Roman Empire or listening to an audible book about it. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm just telling you that if you are playing video games or listening to music while you could be educated about something, get educated about something useful, or if you're getting educated about things that are interesting, but actually don't move you closer to your goal, what you're saying, which is you could do that, is all you're right, obviously, it's your decision. Nobody could tell you how to live. But what you're saying to yourself is these things are more important than that goal. So just compare them. I mean, if it is more important, then do them. If video games is more important, playing them is more important than that goal, then by all means play your video games. You know what you want. If it's that important, then go do the thing that is more important. But I suggest when you are making these decisions, just ask yourself how much do you really value that goal that you have identified that you want. How much do you want it? And as good as it is to know more details about the history of, I don't know, of, I don't know, Hegel's philosophy, or the Roman Empire, or something in nature, whatever, as interesting that it is it really worth as much as being a little bit more behind in achieving that goal that you have determined that is the most important thing in your life? Just ask yourself that. So Ziv is saying, I think the key word is balance. I think that's a dangerous word to use. I know I probably should also focus on my shit too. I don't think balance is the right. I think that people who use the word balance are people who are trying to find an excuse to not take that important goal that they have in their life seriously. They have a goal. They know that it takes a lot of work to get it if they really want it, but they don't want to pay the price for achieving that goal. So we have created this word called balance, just so that we could have a good excuse to not pay the price for achieving that goal. Oh, thank you. Someone saying good stream and really like this channel. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, something. Some people need different things for them to feel better mentally. Yeah, and again, if mental health is the most important thing to you, just identify that as being the most important thing, and then do what the. I mean, obviously, mental health is important. What I mean is that mental health is priority. Health in general is priority. But if you are somebody that is suffering from not having proper mental health, and your most important goal is achieving that, then obviously that needs to be the goal that you focus everything on, right? But if you don't have mental health problems and you're not going to get paralyzed from work, your mental health is not going to get. And guys, if you think that your mental health is fine, but if you work this hard, is going to destroy your mental health, is because you don't have the proper framing of things. You could, with the proper framing, you could make work so much fun. You could, maybe I should make a show about that, huh? How to reframe how we look at work so that it becomes so much fun, so that you actually chase the burn. You know how in the gym you chase the burn? You actually become addicted. This is what you need. You need to become obsessed with your work and become addicted to chasing the burn from working very hard. Jack is saying, what are the worthwhile goals to have? In my opinion, there are three: health, wealth, love. The ultimate goal is love. And here's the thing, guys: to love, the best way to express love, right, is first to take care of yourself, to make sure that you could take care of other people. So it requires health. And then it requires wealth, so that you could care for others. And then if you become very wealthy, you could be generous to as many people as you can, right? So the ultimate goal is love. But for love, we need our health and we need wealth. We need health because we cannot do anything if we're not healthy, both mentally and physically. And we need wealth because there are people in our lives that need taking care of, need protection and taking care of. And that's how you supporting them, is your way of loving them. And then even after that, you need more wealth so you could love more people by being generous to more people. So again, it all comes down to these three: health, wealth, and the ultimate goal is love. I mean, it's all for love. Health and wealth are just the tools to get there. All right. Okay, guys. Again, I want to go, but I love you guys so much. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to go. Bye. Don't forget to like the stream. Bye. Oh, thank you, Ayan.